Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube page, DeboReports. My name remains Taye-Faniran. So last time we discussed on military in politics, and we promised to discuss in our next episode Israel and Palestine conflicts. So first of all, before we dive into the topic, we like to sympathize with all those the bereaved, those who have lost family, loved ones, property, their homes, their lands. We like to sympathize with them, and we hope things get settled and things get better. Please take note. My opinion on Israel-Palestine conflict is an unbiased view. It's just my own personal opinion. So I'm not siding any. Let me use the word. I'm not aligned towards Israel, towards Palestine. I'm just, saying my own personal opinion of the conflict to make you understand better. For non political science students to understand better, for people that don't really know about what's going on, how did this thing come about. So we just do a brief history. Let's look at how when this conflict started. This conflict, Israel's Palestine. This is not a conflict this time around. Let me correct myself. This is a war. This is a full-blown war, and it has been long. This kind of thing does not happen in a very long time. It happens. They usually have conflicts, fine. Bigger conflict, large-scale conflicts, but in a full-blown war, when there's a full-blown war, it has not really happened also this case in a very, very long time. On the first war that occurred, the British, were controlling the Palestine region, and Palestine region has been existing since. They are Arabs, like that region has been Arab, and the state of Israel was created in 1948. Just to bring all Jews together so they can have a unified state. Like the Jews were scattered, so they wanted them to have a unified state, and they did that option. So by 1947, there was an agreement, which they agreed to create the state of Israel will be created, the Gaza Strip, and West Bank will be created. The Gaza Strip is what where you call Palestine area, which is controlled by Palestine. And if you look at Israel currently, you see that Israel is surrounded by Arab states. Surrounded by Arab states all around. They have they have their neighbors as Jordan to one side. They have Syria by one side. They have Egypt, and they also have Lebanon. So you'll be expecting that what is an Arab state doing in the midst of what is a Jewish state doing in the midst of Arabs? So you should know that sometimes the creation of the state itself can be an aberration. Let me first take something which you don't know, that colonialism has brought about, unequal territory. You just put people together. Like if you look at Africa, for example, some of those societies they are not having the same ethnic group, you just merge them together just to create an artificial state. So when they did that, of course, the Arabs were not happy, because they said, why will we be taking our land and giving it to the Jews? I know that the Arabs and Jews, they're like sworn enemies. So they had, when they created the state of Israel in 1948, of course, a war broke out. But later, it was settled, and usually they've been doing agreements since then. But notwithstanding, there is a series of conflicts between the two sides, the state of Israel and the Palestine area. Because this company, some of them are large scale, some of them are, they are not large, but some of them, mostly they've been large scale. But this one occurred in the latest one now. This one that led to the war that is going on right now was what happened in October, when there's a festival going on, and the Hamas is the political party controlling the Palestinian area now. The government, they are the ones that is the political party in charge of Palestine now, and they came into the territory of Israel and kidnapped and killed some people. I know once about war. I usually say it, and I usually emphasize that when war occurs, it was, of course, you say what is the business of innocent the civilians? When just like two elephants are fighting, it's the ground that suffers. So when war occurs, it's the weaker side that will suffer, and the weaker side is even the side that they're not even weaker. They'll still have some setbacks. So imagine when that thing occurred, of course, the government of Israel, they're hungry. I know they declared full declaration of war. What they did What Hamas did was a full declaration of war, and they went on out as with full offensive, full attack, and started killing people. Innocent people were suffered. Imagine the innocent civilians of Palestine. They are not the ones that went to go and declare war, and look at that. They didn't go and declare war, and they're the ones suffering for it. People have been killed. People have lost their own. People are, there's no lights. There's no water. There's no basic amenities. People die. Children are suffering. Imagine people that are innocent, don't know anything about the war. They are the ones fighting for it. You can see the effect of war, the consequences of war. War should be the last resort. War should not be the last. Should not be the first option. What should be the last when the other means has failed. But Israel has been preparing. And that's the way Hamas attacked them was they were taken off guard. They didn't know that that was going to occur. So they're really angry that you could do this. They're going to come out full. So they declared full offensive. Missiles were fired. Rockets were fired. Same goes to Hamas, who were still doing their own. Even at the point they declared ceasefire. The military wing of Hamas too went to go and attack. Just imagine. So imagine this is going to be a very long time. And of course, the United States government is involved in this one. Of course, Israel is United States ally for life. They are allied for life. Also, the Western allies are supporting Israel. But now Israel are attacking the innocents. They are not killing. They are not. I remember when if you look at the case of when they declared war in Iraq. When the it was a failed war because at the end of the people died and America has to pull out. And of course, Iran, they are supporting Palestine government. That is Hamas. They have they are backing them up. So imagine the kind of the scale of the war. We are still feeling the impact of the Ukraine war in Europe and some part of the rest of the world. The impact is too large. Same goes to Israel. Israel has always known that they can be attacked. So they always prepare themselves that attack can come anytime. When you know that you are living among enemies, you tend to prepare yourself that so anytime they want to attack you, you can counter the attack or give them back double. So I know Israel has nuclear weapons, so they're ready for that. When they attack them, they went on full force. Now, as of this week, the Prime Minister Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, and Biden, they have been having some disagreements because now people are Israel that people saw them as they're innocent in the beginning, are now being attacked. Their force, the kind of the force they have taken, the move they have taken is backfiring on them because they are killing the innocent, killing children. You should not, children should not be used as human. According to Israel, they are saying that Hamas are using children, hospitals as human shield to protect themselves. They are going to underground tunnels, so they have to attack. But why will you kill innocent children? Why will you say someone that is innocent? How do we declare terrorists? How do we create someone that you kill people that are unharmed? They don't have anything to do. They're not the one that even attack. Why would you do that? So you see, this issue is a big issue that it's going to take years because, of course, Israel being there in the middle of Arab states is already a contradiction on its own. It's not the Israel we know from the if you're a religious person, you are from the Bible, they say Israel. This one was the state of Israel created in 1948. You just brought all the Jews together. So being there, you have always been living in fear. They did a border and electric a border fence separate them from Palestine. They are still maintaining that, and they always live in fear. Even though they settled this war, which if they ever settled the war, things would have been destroyed. Imagine more than 1 million people they have been displaced, lost their homes, lost their livelihoods, lost their culture. Imagine children killed, children with no babies, with children with no parents. So imagine the impacts of war. In fact, I feel that the war has more impact. If you look at the impact of this this latest one that happened, started since October 2023, I feel that there's the impacts. It has more impacts on children and the civilians. So it's going to lead to refugees scrambling here and they're trying to leave, fleeing this different to another state, maybe fleeing to neighboring states, and also the human factor, the factors involved, monetary terms, livelihood lost. the damage, the economic damage. Israel on his own now is not even safe, because anything can happen. Rocket can be thrown. Iran can easily decide to support, Yemen, and do a rocket, but there's a way they can counter the missile, but the damage is going to be much. So we usually advocate, which I'm one of the school of thought that I feel that war should be the last resort. I know what the Hamas did, by attacking unarmed Israelis, having a festival, their festival. Why would you attack them? So what they did was uncalled for, which has been condemned. But now you want to retaliate. Now, why will you attack the innocents? Why will you attack the children? Why will you attack people that they are in the hospitals? Why don't you look for targets? Go, strike. Look for the target area. And war, to fund war is not easy. Funding involves money. The humanitarian crisis that goes to occur from this war is going to be a big one. In fact, not something you can discuss. If you want to discuss Israel, Palestine conflict or war, is going to continue. Even though there's a ceasefire, you should expect that there will still be tensions, and those tensions will also lead to more escalations. So we should expect that. So, in my own perspective, I don't see, even though this war ends, there still needs to be tension between Israel and Palestine, and Israel and other Arab states. And like in everybody's foreign interest, each state has foreign interest. United States' foreign interest at the moment is Israel. Their foreign interest is in Israel. The national interest, let me say, each state has national interest, where their interest lies. The national interest, lies with Israel. Like they have, this ally, this partnership, so it lies with Israel. And United States is against anything terrorist government. And Hamas has been seen as a terrorist organization, as a terrorist group by the most Western states, including the USA, as declared as as a terrorist group because of the way they operate and their modus operandi and the way they are funded. So let's look at it at this side, is that this is not something that will end immediately or as soon as possible. It's going to be a continuous, the war there may be ceasefire, but the conflict will still be there, and in fact the tensions will be there. But the major thing is that the repercussions, the consequences of the outcome of this conflict is a grave one. If you look at the destruction of the Palestine states, the Gaza Strip. If you look at the destruction, is massive. It will take years to rebuild, and and look at the picture of that. There'll be food crisis. There'll be insecure. There'll be also sicknesses. There'll be disease and sickness. So it's bad. So I'm the school of thought that war should be the last option after all our avenues have been taken. And if you want to even use war, you should target. I know it's not easy. I'm not a military expert. That's not my expert area. But I just feel that Israel currently they are losing supporters because of the way they are attacking the innocent, the children, the hospitals, the sick, people that they don't know anything about the war. They are losing their support, even though at the first time they are the one that they are attacked unprovoked. But the Palestinians will tell you that the Israelis have been stealing their land. The land they are staying is the borrowed land. They have been stealing their land, and they want them to leave the place. They want to take back their land. Imagine when Jerusalem was declared as the capital. They had Tel Aviv before. And Jerusalem was declared as the capital of Israel. It's because they were hungry. The Palestinians were hungry. So the Israel-Palestine issue is a long-term issue. It's a long-term conflict. It's going to be a long-term. It may not be a full-blown war, but it's going to be a long-term conflict, and we are going to always talk about it. We are going to also always refer to it. For us political scientists, Italy is a very interesting area. In fact, if people that do researches in that area, not only political scientists, people that do research on Israel's Palestine, people that do peace and conflict studies, people that do different security studies, people that do strategic studies. It's something that usually comes up. It's something that usually pops up because the Israelis, they are the only independent state, sovereign state that they have one ethnic group, which is the Jews. They're just the only one that so far. And so it's a very peculiar area which we would really like to discuss very well. So don't forget, if you have any question, you can also, and any comments, you can also correct me some things if I'm wrong. Like I told you, it's my own opinion. You have your own opinions, but please don't forget to like and subscribe and share our page. If you check the YouTube page, the name is Adebowale Taye-Faniran on the YouTube page. Taye-Faniran Adebowale, you see the name there. Then on the page, you see the channel DeboReports. That's what you're going to. So please don't forget to like our page. Don't forget to comment, and don't forget to share our page. And thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the encouragement. Please watch and learn and give us your feedback. And our next topic will be in January 2024. We hope to see you there. And guess what I'm discussing? Yes, I'm coming home. I'm going to be discussing Nigerian politics, Nigerian government and politics, because I'm from Nigeria, and so I want you to learn about our politics. Our politics is kind of complicated. Let me just use that word, but same as every other politics in every country. So that's politics for you. So that will be our next topic in January. And wishing you, all our Christians viewers, a Merry Christmas in advance, Happy New Year in advance, and Happy Holidays. Thank you. I'm signing out.